Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Carte Deck Talk. Today I'm here with CecilDK and we're gonna be talking about red weapon combo deck. Hello, how are you doing?
Well, I'm doing fine. It's in tournament final, so I'm here. Pleased to record with you.
Okay, so what exactly is red item combo? How does the deck work?
Well, basically, you have to handle the control of the table by using your hero and items. So you can keep card advantage by using the swords and keep your opponent in pressure all the time. Then you land a fatal blow using your items and some cards that blow and boost the reactivation of the sword. So
Okay,
basically, you have to open a path
okay.
with it in your hero.
So what are the key strategies to this deck? Which are the key cards?
Well, the key cards are Karoi draws the sword, so you can place your items on the opponent's turn, take him by surprise. Well, it's usually not a surprise because when you use that hero, people keeps thinking that you're gonna play items, but well.
And which hero is that?
Erwin von Bergman. It's a nice hero to play right now because with the new hero upgrade system, the first skill that busts your weapon is nice because your hero gets reactivated back,
Yep.
so you can handle 4 HP creators by using your basic sword.
Yep. Okay, so what are the other key cards in the strategy?
It's really nice to play Sick Troops Commander too because you can open a path for your hero doing like 2 or 3 damage easily because you will always play crude swords too to keep your hero alive. Crude shields are really useful. They are cheap to play, they are cheap to activate, and you can recover a card after using them.
Okay. So basically they buy you 2 life and then cycle for a card.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can, well, with the new set that they added lately, you can also play Faithful Save Words to heal your crude shields back, so you can reuse them 2 times before destroying them. So you can basically hold the creatures on the table by playing with your crude shields and your basic sword.
I see. Okay. And which weapons does the deck use?
Well, I only use 2 rusty swords because they add AP after every use, so you can evade those minus -1 AP modifiers. But I only play 2 of them, and then I play for Karoi draws the sword. It's better to play Karoi draws the sword than the swords on it because you can play them on the opponent turn. You can be sneaky, like I'm gonna hit you and you won't notice it.
Okay. And do you pump up the AP of the items?
Yeah, I use Made of Schubert and Double Slash. Double Slash is a really good card to play right now. Double Slash was the main idea that came on my mind when I was thinking of the deck because it bursts AP and the line of turn and reactivates your weapon at the same time. So
So
it's a really good card.
I see. So what are some of the more unique aspects of this deck cards that maybe you thought about trying, you haven't tried, or that other people you don't see them using in similar types of decks?
Well, Double Slash, it's a really new card. People doesn't know its potential for real.
Okay.
So with 8 mana, you can 8 mana and 3 cards. You can land a 21 damage blow with your hero. Play one Made of Schubert, and with the cost lowered by Master's Melting, because it's a really important card too. Master's Melting is a really good card that decreases your weapon cost, and you redraw a card. So it's like playing it for free, and
Yep.
it's like you play one made of sugar, then you play two double slashes, and you deal 21 damage with 8 mana. So it's like if your opponent has no defense and you have those three cards, use one hit kill the opponent. People usually don't has more than 21 HP.
Yeah, and it can catch a lot of people by surprise because they don't expect that kind of damage to come at them,
Yeah.
I'm guessing. Okay.
And you can always try to, for example, I play Seal Off 2 on this deck. That white card that brings the opponent creatures back to their hand. So you can save your mana in the turn before if you have the cards on hand. You save the mana to play Shield Charge or Seal Offs because people usually places low level creatures on the defense. So you bring them back to his hand in before your turn, or you kill them with Shield Charge, and then you land the Fatal Blow. It's like you try to make yourself a path to land the Fatal Blow on the next turn. So people usually, even if he's defending, you can still land it. You just need to make yourself a path.
Okay. So I have a question. This, I believe it's the newest set that came out. We got military procurement.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be better than Carte draws his sword or no?
Well, military procurement is nice, but you usually have problems to play it against blue decks because they usually play the gemstones and brings it back to your hand, so you have to play it again.
I see. So
So Carry Drowse is what it's just playing 1 HP and it's the same cost. So it's a good card to play, but usually it's painful in sometimes. So I prefer to play Karoi.
I see. So you don't like them because blue decks are playing Gemstone of Impulse?
Yeah.
Do you play any traps at all in your deck?
No, I don't play any traps. Well, they are good to play, but the priority here is to play crude shields as fast as possible so you can handle your hero when you play your sword on your turn.
I see.
Reprocessing is also a good card to play with when playing a lot of crude shields because you can recover them back and they have Rusher. So I could play one or two reprocessings at last on the deck. It's a really cheap card to play.
Oh wow, it returns all items from
Yeah,
your not one, so basically it's like draw 3 cards eventually if you have 3 shields in your graveyard.
yeah, it's a lot. It's a really good card to play. Really low cost, and you can recover everything that makes your deck go on. So it's really useful to keep the control of the table by using your sword.
Yeah. So I know a lot of people right now are playing around Sword of Dawn and the white deck. I mean Mercy of Dawn. Do you feel that your deck gets kind of splash hate from people playing around Mercy of Dawn?
Not really. I usually play Gemstones of Suppress, so Mercy of Down gets killed by it somehow.
I
So
see.
I usually when I play with against Mercy of Down, I save the Gemstones until he plays it because a lot of people is that plays white is just playing Mercy of Down all the time. So it's like okay, I'm gonna save my Gemstone. I'm not gonna play it, but the advantage against that deck still is that you don't play a lot of creators. You just depend on your hero. So it's not really that annoying to play against Mercy of Down.
I see. What about other decks? There, like right now, a lot of decks are packing different forms of artifact hate or weapon hate to deal with Mercy of Dawn. Does it hurt your deck, or is it, or do the cards that they play don't really matter against the cards that you play?
Well, when I'm playing against people that use item destroyers, I usually save my Caroidra's Sword to play it on the turn before doing the fatal blow. I mean, I play Caroidra's Sword, then I use all the cards at the same time and deliver the fatal blow because I know he's gonna try to destroy my item. So I save the mana for the moment I have to deliver the
I
fatal
see.
blow.
And
So I
how
just keep controlling the table.
okay. And how soon does your deck go off? When do you usually plan to go for that one big turn?
Well, It depends on what are you playing against because some people plays a lot of different color cards, so they just harm themselves. So you can usually deliver the fatal blow before. I have delivered the fatal blow on turn 11, so
Okay,
it really depends. Usually you can have a fatal blow on turn 18 or 16. Yeah, you can deliver the one hit kill if you have the proper cards.
I see. So, which cards have you thought about maybe playing in the deck but haven't had a chance to play or like look interesting to you to try out in the deck?
Well, blacksmiths are really a good card. You can keep your defense a bit, and you reduce the cost of your sword if you don't have a master smelting in your hand.
I,
Like you're also not playing a lot of creatures, and you don't really need to go down. You can also play warrior of insurgent on defense or attack, because having one turn with no creator playing or no not playing one creator is not a problem.
yeah, since you're so reliant on the artifacts, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
So you can have a nice defense or a nice offense just playing him. It's a low cost card, and you don't have
I see.
any negative places there.
Do you splash any cards yourself?
Not really.
So,
I don't like to depend on splashing all cards. I only splash seal off on this deck because it's really useful.
I see.
S- Seal off. You can also play seal off in the way that you're gonna attack, he's gonna block, and you can bring the creature back to his hand,
Mm,
so he takes the damage. You can weaken the hero by using that, then deliver a little fatal blow instead of a big one.
okay. So, we're gonna talk a bit about your different matchups. What do you say is the best matchup for this deck?
Well, playing against decks like Summon Evil is really easy because you can get the little number of creatures he's gonna play with Summon Evil. You can one hit kill them by using your swords, and he has no defense, so you can really kill him in one hit with no problem. He's not gonna play any defense.
Okay,
Rushing decks are also easy because they lower their own HP, so you can deliver a fatal blow really soon. The most problematic decks to play against are the blue decks that Chimera that destroys every item. It's really annoying because it's gonna play that skill. You have to play a reprocessing so you can recover everything. And if you don't have it, it's really annoying. Green
mm,
decks are also annoying because they have a lot of creatures. They have a lot of creatures to place on defense, and you usually keep killing yourself by using your items.
I see. So green decks can just keep on playing in the blockers where you can't clear them off for the
Yeah,
final attack.
yeah. Too many creators to open up a path because you keep playing creators and creators and creators, and you will kill yourself sooner or later because you're gonna keep the control of the table by using your hero forever.
Yep. So, how does your deck play out against the ghost deck?
Well, I basically ignore the ghost and kill the hero.
So
Ghost,
you can kill them
ghost.
faster than the ghosts kill you?
Yeah, because you will depend always on the sword. If you play it wisely, the sword will only cost one mana to activate. So you can keep hitting the enemy once again, and you can kill one or two ghosts. You don't need to kill more. You can let the ghosts get their HP down for a bit. You don't have to really be annoyed by their HP down. You have to hit the hero and kill him, and he's gonna die before you. So
I,
it's not really a problem. They usually don't play defense too, so it's really easy to get them down.
okay. How about the blue control decks?
Well, you don't really have to be annoyed about control decks. You're not playing creators. You're only playing items. So control decks usually try to control your creators. If you don't play creators, that's not the problem. Because
So
you
they're
don't.
gonna have a lot of dead cards against you?
Yeah,
Cards that don't do anything basically?
yeah. He will have a lot of damage dealing to creators on his hand, and he's not gonna be able to play them. So what's the point? The only problem is that blue control creators. Well, blue control decks, as I told you, because they play that Chimera and they destroy your items. But usually you don't have problems against control decks. You don't have to play creatures to kill him. You play creatures to boost your sword and kill him. So that's not a problem.
Mm, okay. What about the black control deck? Because they pack usually not straight up item removal, but they can increase the cost of your items or the
Well,
cost of activating your items.
yeah, and that's a bit annoying sometimes, but uh, the fun of playing against black decks and me playing Rusty's Ward is that Rusty's Ward is a cost 3 item, and you can repair it back with your faithful safeguards too, like you do with your crit shields. If you repair your Rusty's Ward, his cost comes back to zero. I mean zero penalization.
I see.
So that's a good thing to play against black too. Anyways, I didn't have any problems with that cost increase in black control so far. They're not that annoying.
Okay. And you said that you don't usually have problem with white. I
Well,
bel
sometimes white decks that play a lot of fat creatures are usually annoying because you have to take them down, and he keeps playing low level creatures on defense, so it's a bit annoying to get them down on the proper timing. You killed yourself really fast against the white deck, so you have to play really safe and try to control their HP all the time. Try to deliver the fatal blow as soon as possible.
I see. So if you're playing against this deck, or if you're building a deck that wanted to beat your combo deck, what cards would the player need to put in their deck in order to improve this matchup?
Well, to play against white, you really need your 4 gemstones because if he plays Mercy of Down, you're dead if you don't
Yeah,
have those gemstones. You also need the Sieg Troops Commander because you're gonna try to get those fat creators by using your Troops Commander instead of your sword. Because you don't have to lower your HP a lot, or else you're dead. Also, uh, Seal Off is really useful against creators in defense because White is always gonna play low level creatures in defense. It's really annoying, so you can get them back to his hand, the opponent.
okay,
And that's all you need against the White deck.
okay. So how do people need to play against your deck? What kind of cards do they need to use to beat the red item combo deck? Or what
Well,
kind of strategies do they need to use?
basically, if you run a lot of, well, a lot, like 4 or 5 item killers, you usually have problems because you have to wait until you get another ward, and that's a bit annoying. But the real problem is when people place a lot of creators, a lot of low level creators in defense, so you have to keep killing them all the time to clear a path. So that's annoying.
I
So
see.
the best strategy to play against this deck is playing defensive. So you and killing yourself because you can do
Yeah.
anything. You can get through
Be-
them. The deal is, or you get them by surprise or opening a path if you're dead.
I see. Because there's only so many times your hero can attack into creatures before his HP drops too low, and then you
Yeah.
can't win. That makes sense. Okay. So for your deck, why don't you play Giant Piercer? Because it seems like a really good kind of item, item that's really cheap and can let you take control of the board.
The problem of Giant Piercer is that when you lower his cost, his AP also goes down. So when you do the combo activating the weapon, you will get that such a high damage. And also, being a low level item, you are vulnerable to cards that deliver penalizations to lower than level 3 items. So
I
playing the
see.
basic sword is better. It's a level 4 item, so usually it doesn't get penalization for that kind of items.
I see.
So also there's a problem with the giant pieces that people usually knows that you are going to play items on turn 2 if you ban a zone, or they will notice very soon that you are playing items, so they will go defensive even before.
Okay. So it tips them off to what your game plan is too early, and it's very vulnerable to a lot more item removal that your other stuff dodges. That makes sense. Have you tried any of the other swords?
Well, I started testing Becker's arms. It's useful sometimes because if you play Becker arms, you get two items on your item zone, so your Sieg Troops commander will do more damage at the beginning, and it's also a cost 4.
Yes,
So basically, Becker's is also a nice or optional card to play. Not really that useful that other cards, but it's also good.
the Safeguard's shield. Yeah, it's 2 mana to increase the SP of your hero by 1, which is, I guess, at early game you just can't afford the 2 mana to gain 1 life basically. And from what I'm looking at the items, it seems like there are no other real good weapon options available to red.
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
best weapons are right now, by my opinion, Rusty's Ward is a really good card because it keeps boosting himself until 4 AP. So it's
mhm,
a really good card to play. It's an optional. That's why I play that weapon right now. There's not really a lot of red weapons right now. They should release something. Item deck was fine, but wasn't really that powerful until the last card releasing. So
I see.
it was really hard to make a really good deck. Also, I play sometimes two sacrifices of the king. I run two because they are useful against swarm cards, and you also really need 4 item level cards to use that. So that's another reason to play the Karoi instead of another kind of weapon.
I see. That makes sense. So you only run the 2 sacrifices of the king in your deck?
Yeah, because you usually have the control of the table by using your heroes, so you don't really need them. You only need them against swarm decks, so it's not really that useful
I see.
unless for my deck. That's not a read control, so
Yeah. Do you play any of the just red fat creatures in your deck? Just as an alternative one strategy if you can't punch through with your hero?
I only run Warriors of Insurgent. I don't really need anything else. You can usually take down any fat creature by using your war, and you can take care of the low level creatures by using your Warrior of Insurgent. So it's not really that necessary.
I see. Okay, and I think we covered all the decks. Oh, Arcan Burn. I know it's not a very popular deck, but it still pops up from time to time. Is it faster than your deck, or can you outrace it?
What deck? What deck? Sorry.
The Arcan Ice direct damage deck.
I didn't face any direct damage deck lately, so I don't really know. I have been using this deck for only like 2 weeks because everyone started playing with Rusher, so I didn't face anyone still.
I
They're
see.
not a really common deck to play right now.
I I guess they're not. They do pop up from time to time, but yeah. How about the green skill war deck? Well, I guess you don't really use a lot of creature skills or hero skills to destroy creatures, so it doesn't really matter to you that
Yeah,
much.
that's not a problem for me. I don't use any skills at all, so
Yeah.
it's not a problem.
Some decks I've noticed also they start running the hero immune 1 drops with or 1 drops with hero ward. Do those give you a lot of problems?
Yeah, Hero Ward is a real problem if you don't have anything to kill that thing because Hero Ward just makes your damage using your hero go to 0. So if you don't get them down in the proper timing, you're fucked up. So you usually have some problems against that. You have to kill them before having any problems using a shield charge, using a Secrets Commander, or whatever you have on hand in that timing. Because if not, you're dead. You don't deal any damage any turn because he plays in defense. It's annoying. Hello.
Okay, sorry about that, everyone. So, Hero War does give you problems. Do you plan to run any removal if it becomes more popular?
Well, hero war is really a problem because if you are using your hero to attack, your damage goes to zero. So you
Yeah,
have to take down those hero ward before it's a problem for you, or you will be dead.
yeah,
So it's really annoying sometimes. You have to deal with them, or you're dead.
I see. Okay, so how difficult is the deck to build?
Well, it's really not that hard to build it if you save your silver coins to purchase that. Uh, that the cheapest read deck, yeah, because it brings one Karoi, so it's not really that difficult to get that Karois, but that it's one of the most important cards. Maybe it's a bit difficult to get Sieg Troops Commander if you don't have enough time, or you have to get rare materials or be really lucky. But well, the other cards are really easy to get. Made of Sugars are commons and not really useful.
Yeah,
Double Slashes are common too.
uh,
So
so the only rare cards in your deck seem to be the Siege Commander and the 3/4 for 4 mana. I keep
yeah,
forgetting the name.
well, the Warrior of Insurgent.
Yes, that one.
Well, also repossessing is a rare card that I only run two, so it's not really that annoying to get two. It's really easy. They are magic, so you can get rare
Yeah,
material, get one of them. The same with Rusty's Ward. It's easy to get if you have rare materials. But, and the crude shields are also common, which are really important. So it's not really that. It's a cheap deck somehow. You don't need like a
compared to other
million
red
units.
decks, definitely the
Yeah.
cheapest of the red decks, that's for sure.
So it's not really that hard to make this deck. You just have to be saving your silver to get the
Okay.
Scaroids, and that's all.
Yeah. Okay. Would you like to add anything before we wrap up?
Well, I would like to add that this deck just came up with a new card, so it wasn't a really big powerful thing to do. But right now, it's a really cool deck to play. It's really fun, so I recommend people to play it somehow if they can, at least for 1 or 2 times, so they see that big hit blow. It's really fun to see. People usually is scared, and their reaction is really fun to see. So I recommend to play this.
I see. Also, unless my memory is deceiving, there is also short rest. Do you play that? It's a basic. Basically activates all the aspire items you control, but it doesn't give you the 1 AP.
Well, I don't really play it because if you're gonna play your crude shields, they will be what's the dot already. They won't give any SP, so it's not really that useful. I prefer to play double slash. It's way better.
Okay. And do you find 4 double slashes is enough?
Yeah, it's enough. You usually get 1 or 2 by game, so it's not really necessary to have more. Having one made of sugar and 2 double slashes is usually one hit kill. Having two made of sugars and one double slash is usually one hit kill. So you don't really need to be worried about that. I run for made of sugars and for double slashes. I also play two Militias just in case I need some reactivation. Militias are really useful sometimes, but they are not really that useful. But sometimes they are cool to play to reactivate your weapon, so you don't really need anything else.
Okay.
Way enough.
Okay, yeah, so militia does seem like the better way to reactivate the weapon since you're never gonna have like 3 weapons in play at the same time usually that you
Yeah.
want to reactivate. Okay. And would you recommend the deck right now as a competitive deck?
Well, it's competitive as long as people doesn't face you more than 2 or 3 times. Because if they do, they will just play another deck against you, or they're gonna play defensive all the time until you kill yourself. So it's a good deck to play for some time, maybe.
So
But you
it's
have to
good to
play.
catch people by surprise with, but eventually people can figure out a way to play around this.
Yeah, if they face you more than 2 or 3 times, you are usually gonna have a lot of problems. You can win, but it's gonna be more difficult. So it's a competitive deck, but you have to play it only sometimes or change your deck, or if you want to keep yourself on top times all the time, I mean, if you want to reach the finals, you have to play it against people you know you can play it
I
and
see.
switch your deck on the proper timing.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, it was my pleasure.
Mm. Have a good day, and I'll see everyone next time.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.